Oh, is anybody here? Anybody here? What's up, Charlie? How you doing, buddy? What up, Big Jim? Oh, man. Sorry I was late, man, but I couldn't come down here without making some bolster blunt. Hello, McFly. Anybody home? Speak to me. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Joe? What's these other two guys doing? Mustn't turn their hearing aid up or something. Hey, guy, going to try to catch the live, but I've got to go to work tomorrow. Oh, that sucks, man. Nobody works on a Sunday. Where's Big Jim at? Oop, what the hell's going on here? Cooks, Big Jim. Okay. Okay, I got you. Jim. Hello. I got a message, man. What is he doing? Oh, Ground Fog, what up, brother? Video froze. Yeah, I had to go text somebody. The old man before he passes out on his couch again. Or his lazy boy. I think you know what I mean by the old man. Not my father. Oh. That's why it froze. Okay, I need a double screen here. And me, my channel, my life, my life. Okay, how do you hear me now? Well, hello, Barbara. Oh, look at that. Look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah. My new primitive knife. This is just a temporary rope that I had in the garage. I'm going tomorrow to buy some manila rope. Oh, yeah. It's going to be my first primitive knife with a Scandi grind. Kobe W, what's up, brother? What the hell is going on with Big Jim? He come in here, okay. He must have spilt the scabby, huh? I kind of like my phone being right there instead of on this stupid stand right here. But I got to charge it, I think. I have to look, see what my battery power is. Hi, everybody. Hi. 73%. Yeah, I'm good for a while. I'm going to be live till 2 o'clock tonight, and that's going to be it, you guys. And that's a promise. I got my big mess over there cleaned up yesterday. So I got my weed eater on the table there. What up, Jerry? Welcome aboard, brother. Look at that table. It's clean. So I got my weed eater over there. I got to put a new primer ball on the carburetor. See it sitting there in the little case there. I got to get that done so I can touch up the yard before snow falls. I got that whole desk clean. Can you believe that? I got some upholstery work to do, weight benches and shit. But yeah, so I'm revealing my new knife tonight, and I'm excited about it more than any knife I've ever built. I might order some. I want to get some deer hide, some buckskin, and I want to wrap the handles in buckskin. But I'm going to do my first run with the rope, manila rope. This is just a anchor rope I had in the shop. It's about the thickness that I wanted. This is it with a Scandi grind. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the handle here. I'm actually going to put an hourglass in this handle before I wrap it with rope. Oh yeah, I mean it fits in hand this nicely, but wait till I put the hourglass inside of that rope. And all I'm going to do is glue leather. I'm going to stack leather and skive it to shape the hourglass. And then I'm going to wrap it with the manila rope. So it's going to hug your hand like nobody's business. A primitive knife. You can cape with it, skin with it. You know, even fight with it. The Grizzly Claw. I think I should name it the Grizzly Claw. What do you think? It's going to have a Scandi grind. You can sharpen that bad boy real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pound finish from the Scandi up. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to take this rope off and show you how I shaped the knife. I just noticed you were on, Gordon. I can't say stay, though. I'm headed to bed. You're such a putz. I'm just kidding. You got to do what you got to do, brother. Getting up early in church. You guys, what? Hola. You guys have fun. Yep. Well, you're not going to see the reveal of my knife then completely. I'm going to work on it too while you guys watch. Okay. Catch you later, knucklehead. Don't spend all that money I made yesterday. Where in the hell is Big Jim? He comes in here and leaves. You going live tonight? Yep. He said, Milo's waiting for me. Well, he must have passed out. Eyes on. Donnie Prince Sipe, 7249. You got a question? I got an answer. This is a knife channel. We talk knives. We make knives. We make leather goods. We talk leather. And you just so happen to come across me when I decided to throw this together tonight. My first bushcraft knife. Not bushcraft. I'm sorry. Primitive knife. It's going to be done in manila rope. And I'm going to do an hourglass on the handle before I wrap the rope on. Even though primitive knives don't have an hourglass shape, I think it's only appropriate, though. It'll make it feel even better with that manila. I'm going to get some manila in the morning when I wake up. How much did I invest? Initially, a couple $100. I went on Amazon and got a 5-star rated, like 4.5 rated uh, propane forge. The little house looking deal. Put the shit inside of it, like it said. It's like concrete. You mix it up and put it in there, insulate it, and put it in there. That does just fine. And I'm still using it today. And I have since got 2 forges. I got 2 coal forges, one with a hand crank bellows for coal, and I have another one with electric bellows. And I now have, well, I've had it for over a year now, an oven that that'll get up to 2,300 degrees. So I'm putting a electronic heat control device on it so I can dial in the heat exactly, especially if I want to start doing stainless steel. But $200-300 you can get started. You can get your little anvil at go over to Harbor Freight and get you one of them cheap anvils. Don't get their vices though. I'll tell you that right now. Spend a little extra money and get a better vice. A name brand vice. Every vice I've tried from Harbor Freight's a piece of shit. It jams up, it breaks, bolts come unloose. Oh yeah, I've gotten way more of my value back from it. I mean, I don't care to make big ass Bowie knives and swords and daggers and stuff like that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about the great outdoors, outdoor knives, bushcraft knives, a primitive knife. I got this hairy ass idea in my head, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna run with it. So I'm gonna probably try to keep the price down on it. Some of the companies are spending lots of money on these knives, or charging lots of money. I'll come in at around probably 175, 200, somewhere around there on it. A lot of the companies are selling these for about 265. Best anvil to use is an English anvil from overseas if you can afford to get it shipped here. But you can find them. A great solid high carbon base with a cast base with a high carbon anvil. The best ones are made over in Europe. They always have been. Of course, they've been making them for 200-300 years longer than us. No, I don't have a link on my page for an anvil. Good place to look is like Marketplace on Facebook. A lot of people want to get rid of dead weight. You know what I mean? They never started blacksmithing or forging or bladesmithing, so they decided, well, I'm not using it, might as well get rid of it. And they don't know the going rate. You get a 400-pound anvil, it's going to cost anywhere upwards of $1,700+ if you get it from a reputable source. But you can find them, like I said, on Marketplace for $300-400. I mean, people just want to get rid of them. The anvils, that's what I use for my knives. Back east, yep. The further east you go, like Europe, the better anvil you're going to get. Americans don't make the best anvils. They're made in Europe. I've got one I'm going to go pick up at a buddy of mine. He's a 5th generation farmer. Their farm's been in his family for over 300, well, since the country started, like 300 some years. And his brother got into it, and he unfortunately ended up killing himself or getting in a bad accident or something. I don't know what happened. But he's got like a 400 to 600 pound anvil, and he wants me to do some work on his barns for him. He's going to give it to me. So, like I said, you can. And right now, I got a 200 pound anvil. Scotland. So you a Billy boy or are you just a Scot? It was all heavy industry. I got you. Duncan sounds like your last name Duncan sounds like you're a Billy boy. Here in the United States, they're called hillbillies. But that's what I am. I'm a Billy boy from Northern Ireland. My great grandfather migrated here in 1893 from Northern Ireland, the Farley province. Duncan sounds like a Billy boy. Scottish Irish descent. That's what I am. Farley. A lot of people don't know the hillbillies came from Northern Ireland, but they were coined Billy Boys because they were loyal to King William. And when they migrated here to the States, they brought the whiskey stills with them. You know, the clog dancing we know of here today is basically Celtic dance, and then the bluegrass formatted around the Celtic music in the Appalachians during the coal mining times. Prince of Orange. Yeah. Do you like the Prince of Orange? I'm Roman Catholic myself. I'm on my mom's side, or my grandfather's side, opposite of my mom's Irish side, Scottish Irish side. My grandfather, my mom's mother is a Farley, but my grandfather is a Van Dune over there in Holland, in the Netherlands. They own Dutch oil. Hutchinson, yeah, I've heard Hutchinson. Yeah. $16.90, no surrender. Yeah. See, all the people around here in the northern Midwest where I live now, they think all the hillbillies came from Michigan. It's hilarious. I mean, Americans really don't know real history. We were always taught the history books were all lies in our schools, and Americans don't know real history. Like they don't know lots of things. They don't know how to eat healthy. We're not meaning me, but most Americans are just subliminal sheeple. I mean, they're just peasants that are being programmed to be the way the money launderers want them to be. It's the same everywhere in the world, though. Northern Irish came from Scotland, exactly. They were Billy boys. And are you in Northern Ireland now, Jimmy? Man, I love my Irish music. I got the greatest hits in my truck. I listen to them all the time. I'll never play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Arizona now? Oh, okay, I got you. So when did you move to the States? Or did your parents before you? That's exactly what my great grandfather was. James Farley. He was a Scottish Irish immigrant from Northern Ireland. In fact, there's 4 provinces, I believe, in Ireland. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the northern province is Farley province. 1988. Oh, so that too long ago. Little less than 40 years. But tell him, Jimmy, where does the wealthiest kids in the world, where do they go to school to get the best education in the world? Tell everybody here, Jimmy. I know, and I know you know. Tell everybody here right now where the best education in the world is. The wealthiest in Russia, the wealthiest in China, the wealthiest in America. Where do they send their kids to for the best education? In Ireland. Homeschool? No. What are kids going to learn in homeschool in the United States today that their parents didn't learn? You know, the kids in school today, their parents would be my kids. I'm 60, or my grandkids. So anybody in their 30s, 40s, and they have kids now, they weren't taught real history. They weren't taught, economics. I mean, if a kid's homeschooled today, what's he going to learn about financial future from his own parents, unless they're wealthy? Not much. Basically in homeschooling, and even homeschools by law in the United States is regulated what you can and can't teach your kids. But what you get away with is a different story. So, where's Jim at, man? He kills me. You going live tonight? He bugged me. You going live tonight? Well, where are you? Wow. He was in here in the beginning of the live, and I was like 10 minutes late from starting my live because I had to make some coffee. We are all a dying breed. The world they grew up in just wasn't tough enough. Well, yeah, we are a dying breed. The Irish Billy Boys, or the Irish Hillbillies, were the toughest, meanest, honoriest son of bitches in the world. And the English knew that. See, and the British, they knew if they went in the mountains to fight us, and they had to, under George Washington's command. And that's why George Washington recruited the hillbillies to fight for him. He knew that they'd be walking into their deathbed, and they basically did, because the hillbillies were basically the toughest, honorary son of bitches in the world, and they knew how to live off the land, any land, in any condition. And the British were little candy-ass pansies. They couldn't live in the mountains and survive like the Billy Boys did. He was born in 79. You youngin'. You still are, exactly. And you know what? I've had many Irishmen tell me, I've had some of my relatives tell me, what's the matter in America today? Kids in America can't take an ass whooping. They can't take one when they got one coming and learn from it. And there's a reason behind all this. I mean, it's not their fault. When I was growing up as a kid, I was in Generation X, best generation ever, best music, best drugs, best drinking. You know what I mean? We had neighborhood keg parties growing up. The cops pulled us over, they poured a beer out and chased our ass home to our mom and dad. I had the best childhood ever, hands down. And in Generation X basically did. But we took an ass whooping when we had to, and we gave an ass whooping when we had to. And kids today, they're stuck in a room with a computer, and they'd rather shoot somebody than fight because they don't know how to fight. There ain't nobody around to teach them to fight. So essentially what has happened in other countries as well is Ireland and all over England and France, Italy, Japan. I mean, these big industrialized countries that are controlled by the banks, the bankers cartel, with the governments, with the governments that they finance, they basically use feminism as a tool They created feminism. See, the women think they created it, but they didn't. The governments created feminism. Okay? So to talk feminism against feminism to a female in America is like a death sentence. Oh, bullshit. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah. If you do a Google search on feminism right now, just put this in your phone. How is feminism destroying our society in America? Or how is feminism destroying our society in England? Countries governments use it as a tool to dumb down their society and essentially make kids into little candy ass pansies, and giving this image to women socially, social networks, and on the television. What a woman should look like, how she should act. There's nothing about Bible or church or nothing like that. So it's all lost. See, church is going away, the flag is going away. You know, and God we trust is going away. Kids are becoming and essentially becoming molded what governments are doing as planned, to be dependent upon a system that they're making for them so that they can live happily ever after with this and not you. I like knives. That's right, John. I like knives too. So all I can say is, you know, if anything I say is provocative to anybody, I just say, Google it. You know, we're in the fifth phase of feminism right now. Women didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to be equal to man. When a true Christian country that the United States is, in God we trust, right? In my generation and generations of boomers before me and before them, we grew up with great Christian morals because we knew we were at our place in society and through marriage. See, there's a big difference in the marriage vows. When you marry a Christian marriage, man is dominant by thy Lord as woman is dominant by thy man through marriage. That's Christianity. That doesn't mean a man is dominant over a woman, just Christian ways. So the women, through feminism that was created by the creators to take them away from, you know, of the Christian morals and values, created them to wear this certain image, to act a certain way. You don't need men. You don't, you know. My biggest problem about it all is if a woman marries and she says her vows in marriage to a man, if you have children, you stay home and you raise them, just like it's intended with Christianity. Don't go get a job and leave your kids with the babysitter and all these different sports they're in school so that schools can babysit them until you get off work. Wean the kid properly, get out, then get a career. Once the kid's 18 and out, go for it, man. You got every right to. But when only 43% of the country in the United States were only male, let's get the other 67% working, right? The females. It's all about the money. What's up there, Cigarette Outdoors? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you come in. Anyways, about knives tonight. My first prototype right here. I had this in my mind today. I got home from watching my high school football team kick some ass. It was 74-8 final score. We have 7 state championship titles in Illinois. We got 3 in 3A and we got 4 in 2A, and we're back in 2A. So that was fun. So I've got a primitive knife here I'm making. This is just a temporary rope just to show you how it's going to be wrapped. But it's going to be like this with the manila line, okay? And I'm going to stack leather in here to make an hourglass shape before I wrap the manila line on, which takes away a little bit from the aesthetics of being primitive, because the primitive knife was something with just a blade and something to wrap on it so you could use it. The Second World War, that was part of it, but that's not the biggest part. The biggest part is the creators that created it as a purpose plan to dumb down societies worldwide. Like something right. Let's go working, ladies. Ladies ready? Yeah, you can go working. Leave your kids at home and ignore them. I don't care. I don't have kids. It's your kids. You know, if society raises your kids and you don't, that's your prerogative. So it's provocative for me to say that feminism is destroying our society in America when in fact it's the truth. But women don't really know what feminism really is or who really created it. They just think it's one day a woman woke up and decided she wanted to have equal rights to a man in every way. It was never like that. It never was intended to be that way, especially through Christian, a Christian nation, Christian morals. It's just the woman will never be dominant in Christianity over the man in marriage. And that's the way it is. That's the way the scriptures are wrote. And women, they want to do their own thing. And they never did until 1942 when the solidarity started going. When these rich, powerful men financed the women's live movement. They're the ones that put all the ads out. They're the ones that put it all over the news networks. That, hey, women want to have this and this and that. No, they didn't. You guys decided that you're going to use feminism as a tool to make them think they did. So it all spun from there. Now it's gender identity. Kids don't even know what they want to be. I mean, it's just getting sad. So anyways, back to my knives. I'm not going to talk about anything. The world's messed up. Just follow the money and you get all your answers. So what I want to do, I'm going to plug my phone in here and I'm going to take this knife back apart and I'm going to get some leather and work on it still because it's, like I said, this is my prototype. I haven't made a final decision 100% how I'm going to do it. Like I said, I might be getting some buckskin tomorrow to wrap it instead of rope, but I'm going to do both ways. Buckskin. I might offer two knives. Rope and buckskin. Manila line, not this cheap shit. This is just for aesthetics right now. But man, I tell you what, this thing, it's got all the right curves and it feels perfect the way it is now. And like I said, you can really cape out a deer or big game animal with this thing, just like you would a sharp finger. So, anyways, thumbs up and subscribe, please. Thanks, Bart. What time? I'm in Central Time Zone. It is now 12:48 here. Ooh, so I melted this thing together. So I get the knife out that I've been carrying all day. Good old buck. I melted it so it will never come undone, see? But when I put the manila line on here, I'm going to, it's getting epoxied on. Never slide, never come off. But you can see here now how I shaped this tang. See that? I got a lip here and a lip there. And then that locks in the thread so it doesn't go forward, nor will it go backward when it goes through this. But when you put the rope on there, see, I want it to be flush with the top of the knife. See that? If I didn't do that, it'd be like this on top of the knife. And that's the way the other people that make these do it. So I'm striving to improve it better than theirs. I want you to be able to choke up here and be comfortable as well as here. Yep. Not entirely sure. Just Google it is always the best advice. But advice. Google's messed up. Half of what they say is actually false. It's not really a good search engine anymore. It's controlled by the controllers. Ooh, where you at? I thought I had it. Here we go. This is a good knife here, man. This is the best $40 I ever spent. Good old buck, baby. That's pretty tough to cut through. I gotta go get some scissors. Okay, man, a little bit nippy in here, boy. I'm gonna have to start the fire. Start a fire, I think. Ugh. Beautiful work you make. Well, I appreciate it. It's what I love to do. It's my hobby. It's my passion. It's my new thing to do. I'm retired, so I gotta have something to do. So, anyways, what we need to do is trace this several times. And I'm probably gonna need about. I'm not gonna go too thick on this. I think I'm just gonna do one layer on each side. I don't need 2 layers. This is a knife channel. That's right. Put wood handles on one. No, I'm not. Nope, that's not a primitive knife. Not to me. That's not my intentions of making this knife. I've got plenty of knives, so I'll put wood handles on it. But if you want wood handles on it, I'll charge you more and do it for you. So you're doing it this way, I can keep the cost down a little more. Like I said, this is prototype. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do, but it's going to have either buckskin, manila rope, or both as an option. If I do wood handles, I'm going to have to put hardware in it, holes in it, and everything else, and that's just more time. Okay. So yeah, I think one layer is going to be fine. So I need to skive these once I get them done. I mean, by the time I put this on here and the rope over it, it'll be beyond that 3/8 thickness on your typical knife handle. But fixed blades typically have a a thicker handle anyway than a fixed blade or a folder. Yes, sir, it'll have lanyard. There's a hole right there. See it? I'm going to put a deer antler. I'm going to cut just like this here. Hold on. I got it in my pocket. I carried it all day. Except I'm not going to use paracord at all. This is a modern shit. But I'm going to put a bead like that on it. I might do a Kydex hybrid sheath with Kydex wrapped in buckskin. And have a feather or two on it or something. Native. Primitive. We'll see. Here's my original drawing of the night. And finally, I got the final shape I wanted. This is where I got. See here, I wanted it shorter, a little too fat. And then I wanted this groove here, so when I wrapped it with the rope, it's got a nice place to bite. No, not a nice place to bite, but like I said, it's when I wrap the rope, it's flush with the blade now instead of a bulk over the top of it. There's a guy that makes one similar to this right now, and he sells them all over the country. And he's at the $265 mark, and he's got a lot of hot spots on it. I don't like hot spots on a knife. It's just one of my pet peeves. I can make any of that kind of knife you want. Throwing knives, folding knives, modern, whatever. You just throw me ideas what you want, and I throw you numbers what it's going to cost, and we make it happen. Hell, I'll make you a copy of Sebenza if you want it. Of course, it's not going to be machined. It's all going to be handmade. What the hell's my wife doing up now? Blood sugar's probably low again. Okay. 3.5 with a guard. What's that? A website? I had a website, and they were ripping me off, so I got rid of it. I sell on my eBay store. I just started an eBay store. I had... No, sorry. Everybody wants between 13 and 17% of my take, and I ain't going there. I'm done with them. My reputation speaks for itself. Somebody gets something made from me, they love it. And they come back. Okay. So, like I said, I think I'm just going to skive this to give somewhat of a hourglass shape. So, I'm going to probably skive right about here to here. And then probably here to here. Let's see how that works. I'm gonna go in my shop real quick and hit this with the sander real quick before the wife goes to bed. That's it. No more. You reached out to eBay. Cool. Yeah, don't keep the wife up, that's for sure. All right. See, I'm trying to get that hourglass now. So once I glue it on there, like I said, this is just prototype. I'm gonna build one without heat treating, and then I'll completely strip it down when I'm happy with the outcome of it. The only thing is, I wish I would have brought this up to that notch, but that's okay. Now skive this down. All right. see what I can do here. Like I said, when I wrap that rope back around here, it'll give it a little bit more of a hourglass look. Just raise the rope up a little bit more than just a flat tang, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh, I gotta sharpen this damn thing. Just gotta get out my ass and do it. Okay. That's where I want it, actually. Right at the end of that notch there. I'm liking the profile. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. Like I said, this is thinner here because when I wrap that rope around it, I want the rope to be level with the top of the blade. Not over the top. I'm trying to get that hourglass. Now when I wrap it with the rope, of course, where this is thicker, that's thicker, and that's thicker, you'll have a swell right here in your hand just like you would any other fixed blade with an hourglass. Just ever so slightly, see? Now, I'm going to cut the holes in these. Make sure I got enough here. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, the rope will compensate for the difference anyway. think that's too big. Yeah, it's too big. All right, I'm gonna go punch these. Where the hell's my? Oh. Come on, man, don't go too far through it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now, I'm just going to super glue these things on the knife. Rewrap it with rope and see how it looks. I can always sand these off if it doesn't peel off. Sometimes you're heating them up with a heat gun. I don't know if this leather is going to take with the super glue or not, but we'll find out. All I've got to do is hold it on there until it's wrapped. That dog will hunt. Yeah, it seems to be taking pretty good. I put it in the vise and get it even tighter, but need some accelerator. I ran out of it. Let's stick this in the vise. can't have fixed blade knives in my country. Well, it sucks to live there. Hey, sorry to hear that. That's just a control thing by the country. The Revolutionary War will take care of that. Take over your government. Start over. That's all it took care of. What the heck's going on now? Can't run the power tool now. I don't wake up the wipe. And I'm sure the criminals can have them over there, huh? So you're saying you can't have a chef's knife in your house? That's a fixed blade. This is an unorthodox way of doing a knife, folks. None of you's probably ever seen something like this done before. Yeah, what country is that? There's lots of countries like that, though, Barbara. Probably Canada. No, they gotta have a fixed blade there, man. There's too many wild animals. Okay, that feels pretty good. No, 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 no. But you have all the great chocolate. Belgium? We got great chocolate here in the States too, Barbara. A lot of the makers here came from there. Oops, sorry about that. Uh, too much immigrants? What do you mean, too much immigrants? Immigrants where? In the United States? This whole country is a country of immigrants. So you're saying your ancestors are too much? Oh, Belgium. Okay. I got you. Most countries are nations of immigrants. You know, I don't look at them as immigrants. It's just when societies look down at them as immigrants, that's a bad thing in their eyes. But there's only one race on Earth. That's the human race. But unfortunately, that human race doesn't treat other races the same. Because it was beat into them. It was bled into them. It was taught to them. That's why there's hate in the world. No race is superior to another. They only think they are. Well, that's because of governments. Governments want drugs and crime. It creates a system of employment for their own. If you had capital punishment in every country in the world, there wouldn't be crime. You know, you steal, you get your hands cut off. You rape, commit adultery, you get your dick cut off, right? That would all stop, see? But it don't stop because crime creates employment for a system that created it. Now, where I live, here in the States, nobody comes out here with crime because they know they'll get shot and killed. Crime only flourishes in big cities where the laws allow it to happen. The violence and the crimes that happen in big cities is because of the governments allow it to happen. By putting regulations and laws on people from being able to protect themselves. Back in the old days, in the United States, even in some places around Europe, crime was very minimal because of corporal punishment. People hung in the streets or they got shot and killed. You know, they had a 50% chance of living if they created crime. It's all about the money. It always has been and always will be. Follow the money. Money's the root of all evil. That's all there is to it. They don't want you to have a knife, a fixed blade. They'd rather let some criminal have one to kill you. Because then they get to throw them in the system. That creates employment for them. And not you. Then they end back out in the streets and do the same thing over again. Looks like an hourglass to me. Now I wrap this with rope. You're going to have that swell here and here and a little up front. Instead of just a flat wrapped rope. You know what I mean? That's my theory behind this. Van Tag said hi. That's my brother's name, Van. Van Allen Holman. Like Van Halen, you know what I mean? So I don't really have to do any more to that. That's shaped pretty well the way I want it. Maybe I can put a little, take a little more off on one side. Hall of Van Halen. I always appreciate your handmade stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have the skill. Well, you just gotta, if you want that skill, it's up to you. You can do anything you want to do. You only limit yourself or stop yourself from doing it. You don't have that skill now, but you can have it in the near future. It's up to you. See, too many people in the world are afraid of failure. I never have been. That's why I have multi-talents. I love making things, creating things, being challenged by things. A multilingual mind makes you solely dependent on your own limits. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. Sky's the limit. Just do it. Like Nike commercial, right? Just do it. I got two brothers. I'm the middle. My grandfather had 9 sisters and 7 brothers. Well, back then they were Dutch farmers. The more kids on the farm, the better off they were. They all had their responsibilities. I want to take this down to almost the metal. I wish I could find some manila line around here somewhere. I'm not sure if I have any or not. I'd have to search the whole garage. The whole barn garage. And it's a big one. I got so much shit in there. It's getting there. Yep. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I think it's time to wrap it with some rope, see how it looks. Get the same crap I had, I guess. You have to be a millionaire. It costs $1 million to raise one child nowadays. You can thank your governments for that. Monetary inflation. They spend money and you pay for it. The more they spend, the more we pay. That's worse than taxes on your labor. Monetary inflation. Look it up. I tell you what, that feels good with just that leather on it. I got a grip here. But once I put that rope on there, it'll swell, where the leather's thicker. Hourglass, right? Oh, I've got this buckskin here, or thin leather, I should say, not really buckskin. Probably cut strips and try to wrap it on instead of that rope, just to see what it looks like. What I need to do is go over there and measure it out and cut it. Like I said, this is prototype, so I'm probably gonna just do the manila rope, but I might do it like this too. If it works out well. Do both ways. See, what my plans are is to like epoxy this on, but I'm gonna see a quick wrap in here real quick and see what it's gonna look like. It's a primitive knife, and this is just the way they did things. One thing is I got to go all the way. Thanks, Jimmy. I try to anyway. Now, I can put another wrap in the middle there. Ooh, that feels good. I tell you what. See, the rope's supposed to go all the way around the back and through the hole. But I can always poke through that now if I want to just do a lanyard through the leather. So now start over and do another wrap. Over the whole thing. See how it's swelling there in the middle? Only thing is, when I finish this, I can take it all apart and do it over. All right, now one more over the top here. I wonder if I can do. Shit is he doing? Watch and learn, brother. Watch and learn. This is just the proto stage. Coming up with ideas, concepts, what I want to do in the end. This will be taken all apart again. This is my primitive knife that I'm designing. So you're actually watching me design my primitive knife live. I'm getting manila line tomorrow, so I can do this wrap it with manila line. That's what my plans are. But I also want to try this buckskin first. Since I don't have the manila line, I'm going to buckskin right now. Okay, let me see my longest piece here. Probably that one. This one. All right. I think I can get the full wrappage with this. I'm going to start it on the back. Always listen. Oh yeah. Trying to don't have anyone to talk to. Anxiety. Well, you know what anxiety's from? Poor nutrition, poor diet. Doctors won't tell you otherwise. Change your diet, your anxiety, your anxiety goes away. Most of y'all that's got anxiety today is full of sugar. High carb diet with no meat. Get some meat in your diet, son. Get this as tight as I can get it. See that hourglass shape taken now? Like I said, this is just a prototype. I'm just trying things out, what works best. It is a primitive knife. And they just made things the way they had things laying around. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can't wait to get this with rope. I kind of like the rope better. Now, see that notch I made there? This is a little low, but a little bit lower than that notch, but it's still going to work nicely. Now, I got to glue this whole thing. That's nice. Nice transition there. Oh, yeah. It's going to turn out nice. Not bad for not knowing what I'm doing. That'll do since it's prototype. I'll show you a primitive knife that I have. I'm kind of getting the idea from. But, you know, see that swell? It's got that hourglass shape, right? Just from that leather that I put on that tang. I mean, that feels real good in the hand. And with that lapped leather like that, I mean, your hand like just, I'm telling you what, your hand digs right into it. I mean, it's a grip like you wouldn't believe. That's covered in the back. Looks good. Now I can poke a hole and put my lanyard in. Just for the hell of it, we'll do the lanyard. When I get this looking pretty cool, then I'll take a picture of it and replicate it when I take it apart and heat treat it and everything. I don't want this to come on, I mean, you know, have any catches or any. See, I glued that, I'm pretty sure. No, I didn't. Okay. I'll put a little bit back there too. Trying to do that without getting my fingers stuck to it. Does it look like a primitive weapon to y'all? Primitive knife? Scandi ground. That's what I'm looking for. What up, Big Jim? You pass out again or what? About time you got your butt back in here. Oh, now I can make a lanyard out of this. Cut a lace out of it. But I mean, that feels good, man. I'm telling you what. I'll make a kydex sheath and wrap it with some buckskin or something like this. Come on. My camera doesn't want to be at a certain angle. Man, once I get that Scandi grind nice and sharp, it's gonna blow a Mora out the door. See what I mean though? By putting that groove in that tang, whatever materials I wrap with it, it brings it up flush with it. Now I could probably put one more straight piece all the way around this and be nice. I don't want it too bulky because I like that finger groove there still. Conches on a saddle? Yeah. Western weave in the back. Let me go cut one of these. See, maybe I should use black, but you know, hey. thinking maybe I should just burn my hole through there. It'll smell, but at least it'll do a nice. I'll heat up the screwdriver and run it right through that. Or a punch out. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, the cowboy braid, the conchos are tied on saddles for accents. I've done lots of them. I'll do my ferro rods with them. Okay. I don't know if I should get some black or what. Let me see. Ontario, Canada. Okay. First, I got to burn a hole in this. Oh, I love that when it turns blue like that. That's cool. I blew knives like that once in a while. Who's that smell? I think that'll do. Oh. Need some pliers. Piece of cake. See, when knives are being designed and made, all different things are looked at and thought of. And you look at something visually, and you're like, maybe I could change this or that. This is some of these knife companies take over a year to design one knife because they just don't want to put anything out there. You know what I mean? So theoretically, I could fucking cut this around here, make it look a little more appealing. Now, I could probably put an antler bead on there on the end, and then put I can put a weave in it now. won't do none of that fancy shit though until, you know, I'm just messing here. So I'm going to start right, where's my, right here. I mean, I could make this long enough to put your hand in it, through it to the handle if I wanted to. Which would be right here. You can at least wrap it around your hand and not lose the knife if it comes out of your hand. Okay, where you at? There you are. These things make it so much easier. Come on. I'll probably do 4 of them. I put a little bit more of a slit in that thing. It won't be so tight. There we go. Come on, man. Okay, let me see here. I'm there, I'm here. I think that's enough, don't you think? How's that look, folks? Cowboy weave. Now, like I said, when I take this apart, redo it and everything, I could put a antler bead right here. Maybe do a couple of these before the bead, and then 3, 4 more of them. But now I can stick my hand in this thing when I use the knife, see? Boom. Not lose it, see? Nice. Looks pretty good, huh, Doreen? Simple but elegant, ain't it? That knot. It's not really a knot. I mean, it's just a weave. Gancho weave for saddle dressing. Yeah, saddle dressing. Been used for 100 years. Over a few hundred years. But yeah, man, this thing, I mean, it's got that hourglass going on. Thinner here, thins out here at the front. Got the swell in the middle. Oh man, I might go with something like this to sell instead of the rope. Rope's okay too. Like I said, if I have that leather on there and I wrap the rope around it, I'll still get that hourglass swell. That's what I want. But man, this leather is really comfortable, man. So how do you like my blade shape? I think it looks cool as shit. You know what I can do? Take a piece of this black and wrap it around just the front here, just to accent it. It'll hide this. fill that in and you'd carry that? I'm telling you what, I would too, brother. That's for sure. It kind of reminds you almost like a prison shank, but I'd never been in prison, but you know. The sad thing is, I got to take it all apart and do it all over again because I got to heat treat the blade. Okay, where'd I put that super glue? Is it on the ground on the floor? Where's it at? Some coffee. Man, I need to make a fire, but I'm going to go to bed in about 40 minutes. I'm going to make some ham and beans in the Dutch oven tomorrow. Some cornbread and get it ready for the Bears game. I'm going to eat me ham and beans tomorrow and cornbread for the Bears game. I almost ate this whole bag today. Brain food right here, bro, boys and girls. The Bears. Whole bag of pistachios a day. That's pretty good here. Okay, I'm going to have to cut me a strip of this because I don't want it too wide. What do I want here? I only want like a ½ inch. This is a little bit thicker than that. But see, I'm going to close that gap there. But I'm not going to be able to. I just go to the outside of it. It's just a little accent. That's all it is. So a ½ inch, about that long. Let me see here. I could just cut it with the scissors. Eyeball it. Got a carpenter's eye, man. Mm-hmm. I think that's the touch I need, don't you think, guys? Maybe I should come up here. Let me see here. I don't like this. There, that looks better. Mm-hmm. Where the hell did I put my super glue at? Oh, there it is. Hang on there. Come on. Really got to hold this super glue for a while on this leather. I can glue it with leather glue, but it's coming apart anyway, so. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to cut that, so I'll just go flush with it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, cut this real quick. Got that little nub there, but that's no big deal. See what I mean, though? Cutting that shank lower than the top of the blade. It comes out just barely above it or right at it. I know the rope's gonna come right at it. I don't want a big ramp going down, you know what I mean, on the handle. But I'll show you where I got my ideas. See what I mean with the buckskin? I'll get some beads or something do something like this. This is turkey beard. I got some turkey beard upstairs somewhere. Some brass wraps. This is made by a Native American Indian. It's made out of bone. That whole blade is bone. See? Now I could have put this wrap in the back like I did there. Just left it alone and put that in the back there. But I like the hole in it. It doesn't have to be Native American, but this is what this is. A stabber. Hello. And then this is just buckskin, the whole thing. That's clamshell, turkey beard. Knife's got some beads on it, turquoise and bone. All kinds of things you can do to make a primitive knife. So what I want to do now, look at that. So what I want to do is do a kydex sheet that comes up to about here and make it ambidextrous. You know, you can put it in either way. And wrap the kydex in the buckskin. So it'll be a, you know, complete primitive looking knife setup, right? Sell these for about $2.25. Would you buy it? Would you all buy one? That is the question. Is this worth my time? Should I continue? This is going to be Scandi grind, like I said. It's going to be super slicey like a Mora. Wonder why I'm so blown up here, man. Jesus. So yeah, this is a primitive for sure. That's real bone. And it's done by a real Indian. I bought this in the Black Hills of South Dakota, North Dakota. Blackfoot Indians up there, I think they were. Ooh, look at that, it's poking right through the sheet. He's going to put it in there gingerly. This is my only primitive knife in my whole knife collection. And I'm surprised I haven't made one yet. So what do you think? Let's get some opinions here. Where in the hell's Big Jim at, Barber? Super gift. What's that? Super chat. Oh, look at them, man. Floating heart for 10. Holy shit. What are each of them worth? Chest lights. Hello. Thank you, sir. I'd blow the horn, but my wife's in bed and she'd get mad. I can give you the weenie whistle, though. This is for the floating hurt. He gets the weenie whistle. Thank you, sir. That wouldn't wake my wife up. Oh. Okay, guys. What time is it? 1:35? I'm going to go till 2 o'clock. And then, like I said, I was on earlier today, just for about 50 minutes, coming home from my nephew's football game, and they won 72-8, by the way. I'm going to start doing morning exclusive lives for members only. So if you want to see me build knives, make knives, continue to make knives, finish this up, everything, you become a member of my channel for as low as $2 a month. The higher the membership you get, of course, the better the perks you get. I give out hats and t-shirts and hoodies. I got that coming up right now. I've got a fellow right now that is a member making me laser etched patches that I'm going to sew on hats and start giving them to my members. So not only that, I have a giveaway once every Wednesday night. Make something and give it away. It's open to the public. And then every other week is members only. where they get where I make two things on that Wednesday night, and members only get one of them, and then the open public gets the other one. That's every other Wednesday for the members only. Now coming up, I'm getting close to 4,000 subscribers. Barbara can tell you about my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I had 15 new knives I gave away. A bunch of other swag packs, stickers, and kinds of shit, man. I had 27 packages go out when I hit 3,000. So I got some patches coming in that's going to be given away for hats. And I got some that's going to go on hats. And I'm going to give a couple hats away. 3 hats and a knife. And it might be one of these for my 4,000 subscriber. It went pretty well, didn't it, Barbara? When I hit 3,000, that's the first time I had a giveaway. I didn't do it at 500. I didn't do it at 1,000, 2,000. I did it when I hit 3. What the hell happened to Jimmy? That guy sleeps, passes out, or does something. I don't know. I think he's got sleep apnea or some shit. He's in and out of sleep constantly. I won 2 knives, one of your customs. Yes, you did. Look at that, I bent the tip on my buck knife, man. I'll have to send it to Buck and tell him to fix it. They don't cover abuse stuff. So I'll just bend it back myself. I have OSHA. OSA. What's OSA? I need a new knife. I'll be happy to make you one, man. You can contact me, email me, and we can make it happen. Obstructive sleep apnea? I got you. Well, 85% of people are magnesium deficient, and a lot of your problems arise from not having proper magnesium in your diet. It's one of the most crucial elements you can get in your diet, and you're not alone. 85% of Americans are magnesium deficient. You get that magnesium in your diet, and you'll sleep like a baby. It regulates your heart, your mind, everything. Doctor's not going to tell you that. He's going to give you some bullshit excuse that you need to take this drug or that drug. Doctors alone. My wife quit letting me go in to see her diabetic doctor. I'm no longer allowed in the clinic when I take her. And the doctors are happy I don't come in because I tell them the truth. Medical scam, that's all it is. Western medicine is the epitome of healthcare. It's not even healthcare. They claim to be healthcare, but they're not. Medical care, drugs, legalized drug pushers, that's all they are. Obstructive is due to my narrow airways, deviated septum, and large tonsils. Can't they do some surgery for you on that? Or no? I'm just asking. Oh, so may God heal you. That's all. I wish you luck and that you heal soon. And look, I put some holes in the top of this. Figure why not? A little more airflow coming through. I gotta clean this thing, man. Whew, it's dirty. This thing's cut a lot of rope, boy. On the USS Thomas C. Hart, FF 1092 in 1992. That's where I got my love for knives, was in the Navy. Narcolepsy. When you just fall to sleep. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's medical terms. That's beyond my recollection. I don't deal with medical terms, doctors. I don't get sick. I have a skin condition that I'm trying to cure now. So, and I think I'll succeed here sooner or later. I think I know what my problem is. It all arises, psoriasis, all arises in the liver. I'm cleansing my liver to take care of it. Meantime, I will get some meds cleared up, and then once it's cleared up, I'm going to strengthen my liver. So it stays away, and I'll get off the drugs. Yeah. Yes, sir, I make whittling knives. Let me show you one of my mods. I mod all kinds of knives. I make whittling knives. I can make any knife. The reason why I'm showing you this is because anybody can do it. You can do it, and it's the least expensive way to go instead of going out and spending $175 on a custom knife. Just buy an open. Here's one. I carve. I do a lot of wood carving. So this was a number 8, and this was, I think I did this out of a number 9. I took this one apart and I stone washed it. Yeah, this is a number 9. This is a number 8. I rounded off the back, just like I did this one, made it much shorter. Took it all apart. I stone washed the lever lock and stone washed the blade. It's a high carbon. It's carbon steel. Then I burnt this with the torch and I put neat's foot oil on it, oil her up, and maybe a nice little skeletal lanyard for it. Then this one here was a number 8, and I took half of the blade off here, see, and made it shorter. I carved a snake on the top of it. But this is my little carbon wood carver here. You know, you're talking $27 for the knife, and you know, just grind her down and keep it cool so you don't lose your temper. And I carve all kinds of things with this. Locks up nice. I got a piece over here that I'm going to finish that I set down about 2 years ago. But I got all the carbon chisels and shit, you know. So this is a centerpiece for a fireplace mantle. It's got the scallop shell in the middle and the floral patterns. And I took it out of the dust cloud the other day, and it's just double stick taped to this piece of pine. When I'm done carving it, then I'll round off the backs and everything else, so it's more three-dimensional when it sits on the fireplace. So I got to finish it. It's for mahogany. Yeah. He don't know it's me. Hey, Barbara. I know it's you, brown sugar. You talk about me? I could craft one of these to order. Yeah, I can make you one. Or I can custom one of these for you. You know, it'd probably be about $60 when I'm done. I buy the knife and charge you 40 to do it. Barbara wants to put my email up for me. You can email me and we can talk. I got a lanyard. I had a lanyard on it, but I took it off. But yeah, see, then I filled a gap here, so when you close it, it's not open. It's nice. Of course, I did a half-ass job on it for myself. You know, if I do it for you or somebody else, I'll make it look really professional and nice. And I can stonewash it if you want it acid etched and stonewashed. It's up to you. But you don't do that better than me. Right there's my email in the chat I just put up. Just write it down and give me a holler in my email. I gotta go outside with a bathroom. I'm sorry. I was looking for this the other day and I found it, Barbara. It was in my cabinet behind me here. I didn't even realize it. Here's the fighting knife I make with a Kodiak Grizzly on it, of course. And here's my lockback that I make folder. Brown burlap micarta. carved blade spine. It's all handmade by me. Kodiak edge. And then here's my Barlow with a half stop. It's got a fluted pinched bolster. And it's carved too. And then this is ironwood. Yeah. Yeah, I need a bear bead. We call this the grizzly claw. I think it's gonna be the grizzly claw. Because it looks like a claw of a grizzly bear, don't it? I might temper this tomorrow, man, and get it done. I'll cut about a half a dozen blanks out and get them rolling. Order me some kydex tomorrow and some buckskin. I think that I like this more than the rope, to tell you the truth. I really do. Over time, it's going to patina, you know. But of course, I'll do it more uniform. The kids are coming out, ain't they? The kitty trolls. Look at these two knives I started, never finished them. I just pulled them out of the box today. The Essie Zulu copy. This one I made too skinny, too short a blade, so I'm probably going to trash this one. But this is an exact size of an identical Essie Zulu ST4. This one here is my Spidey Knox. I took a Spyderco Cricket, took the blade off of it, put it in this. I wanted a one-handed Victorinox. So it's in the works. I got to take it back apart and take a little more off the back of the top of the tang so it's more parallel with the handle. And then take a little more off the blade. So I was just toying with it, see what I could do with it. I'm going to make me another one. Oh, Essies are nice. What up? There he is. He woke up again, guys. What do you think of my primitive knife, Jim? Get a little concho weave here. Decorative weave for a saddle. Hand fits in there nicely. You don't lose the knife. It's going to have a Scandi grind. Going to be nice. I'm going to make a half a dozen of these. Send you a couple for elbows, Jim. I'm starting on Monday. Monday is the whole week. I'm going to be hitting it hard on knives. My pocket drop, my sow buster, and now the grizzly claw. Yeah, I'm going to put some micarta on this. This I made it exactly the same size as the Essie Zulu. Flat grind. 1095. personally for myself. I won't sell them like this because I don't like to sell somebody else's work. I just make them for myself because I know I can. Hand cleaner like Goju. One has camel bone. What are we talking about here? Let me go back in the comments. Very cool, Jim says. Hi, Brown Sugar. Hey, what up, Leon? Hey, Leon. Hey, Jim. Tried that slowly coming off. Slowly coming off. What's that? On one has camel bone. Said hand cleaner like Goju. Make me one. What's that, Jim? You want in the Zulu? I'm gonna send you out Monday, Jim. Your stuff will be on the way Monday. And so will Brown Sugar's key fob. And the other 3 people that I got going out to. Rex, brother Rex, he's gonna go out Monday. So yeah, I was missing 2 screws on one side here, so I took the back screw off of this side and put it on the front over here. The bail's holding the back of the handle on, so it worked out perfect. Love me a good wire blade, baby. I might take this apart and put me a half stop in this. Yeah, it deserves a half stop. Oop, what am I doing? I put some holes in the top of the lid so it can breathe. So, yeah, that's my open hole number 9, stonewashed. Jim says, make me one. He says, yes, sir. So you wanted a Zulu. Why don't I just finish this one up for you? I'll make another one. I want to have one too. I'll put some denim my card on it. It'll cost you a couple German knives or a few rose crafts, Jim. $250 knife when it's done. You're like, son of a bitch, kid, you're killing me. Not for you, Jim. It'll cost you 2 rose crafts. How's that? You don't like giving up your rose crafts, do you? Gotta go. Have a great night, everyone. It's a rainy Sunday morning hike for me. See you next time. All right, Leon. Well, I appreciate coming in and saying hey. And I'm 1 minute past my time now. I told everybody I was getting off at 2:00. A few more minutes, I guess. Since I came back in, I can BS for probably another half an hour. I'm gonna get up in the morning and make ham hocks and beans, ham and beans with cornbread in the Dutch oven for the Bears game. I have a very dirty knife. Wondering how to clean it. Oh yeah. Use that Goju, man. That's what I use. That hand cleaner. It takes all that shit off right now because it's got a sandy grit in it. It's a petroleum product. And the same chemical will break down the same chemical. So oil and dirt on a knife, not even. It don't have to be oil with that Goju, man. That shit will take it right down. Yep, sleep well, yeah. I'll talk to you again later. Thanks, bro. There you go, Jim. Omega 3s, brother. Eat them like candy. I ate this whole bag today. I went and did a little grocery shopping today. Cost about $575 for our groceries. I could have skipped on the groceries and bought me a Sabenza or something, you know. I don't think the wife would like that. I need to put this shit away. Filling my table again with knives. I don't like doing that. One of these days, Jim will make you a Barlow, brother. With the half stop, of course. I need to make some of these sheaths and send them over to Deep South for the openals, right? Man, I gotta put on my damn jacket. It's 40 degrees outside. Got my 7 kitties out in the shed. They seem to be fine out there in 40-degree temperature. They're all bundled up together, conserving their body heat with each other. I try to bring them in, but they won't stay. They come in and play in that cat thing that I bought them, and they go back outside. But I tell you what, when it gets lower than 30 degrees, they're going to want to stay in. I guarantee you that. Told the wife I need to get a kitty door and put it on the side door again. She's afraid of the coons coming. And I said, man, you got cats in there. Them fucking coons ain't going to come nowhere near. We got coons and opossums out here everywhere. I can shoot them from my deck. We got coyotes too. That's my coyote call. Check that out. Wake my wife up, the dog will start barking. I like to shoot them little bastards. Oh. Get me a deer this week. I'm cooking a venison burger tomorrow for my dogs. They love it. Need one of these knives, Jim. Bone. Primitive knife here, see? That's where I'm getting my idea, see? That's real bone, brother. Look how pretty that bone is, would you? This is made from a Blackfoot Indian in North Dakota. It's got a turkey beards 2 turkey beards on it. Got some turquoise and bone beads in the back. Buckskin. That's what I want to do. Kydex sheath with this wrapped in buckskin. Yeah, okay, Mr. Jordan. I'll get it right on that, brother. Which one you want to see? The Daisy Red Rider first? Some people come in here and act like you're stupid or something. You're only making yourself sound stupid, brother. Yeah, well, which gun do you want me to pull off? The one that I've killed a lot of people in Desert Storm with, or would you rather see my little plinker? You ever take a man's life there, Mr. Jordan? I highly doubt it. I'll tell you what, I'm not proud of it, but I had to do it. Well, I never hoped or had to want to myself, but live or die. That's the way it goes. I get a kick out of all these kids that got these reels online everywhere now with these stupid songs and these powerful. Most of them probably got their daddy's collection out, looking cool and shit, trying to get views and all that shit. Sweet, I haven't seen your guns before. Or are you allowed? Well, as soon as I put a gun in my hand, YouTube will shut this live down. And the reason for it is because people were actually going live and committing suicide on YouTube. So anywhere in the world, if you grab a gun in your hand while you're live, the first offense, 3 days. After that, they'll terminate your channel. Exactly. And if you watch some of my videos, you'll see some of my guns. But I don't pull my guns out too often. The only time I really pull them out is when I hunt with them. Back to knives. What'd you all carry today? I've been carrying this for like 3 days straight now. Charlie Cook slip. With my Sears Crafton 1980 Stockman by Charade. This thing's a gem, boy. I need to do some polishing on the blade though. With about 2,500 grit to about 5,000 grit. buff it and bring it to a razor, or bring it back to a mirror shine. Did you guys say hi already? Or are you just making for conversation now, brown sugar? How are you, Cody? Oops. You're not allowed. I can show guns, I just can't touch them. And there's no reason for me to show you my guns. Loose lips sink ships. The less people know about me, the better off I am, or anybody in societies that matter. Guns ain't something to brag about. Only the young kids want to see guns and brag about guns and even care about guns. Guns are a tool, just like a knife. I mean, I'll show you a holster that I made with the first gun I ever shot in my life. If I can get it up there. But I'm not going to touch the gun. This is a Western holster I made. Oh, there goes my other. That'll cost you about $1,700 if I make you one. That's a Ruger single 6, by the way. It making them in the early 80s. What did I do? Put my video on pause here? I sure did. We are in November. That is correct, 100%. In fact, the second day of November, 2025. We here. I absolutely love it. I get to cuddle to a fire. I get a break from bugs, mosquitoes, and flies, and all the bad shit of summer. In fact, I was going to make a fire tonight in my shop, and I didn't. But it's too late now. It's probably 45 degrees in here. But I got my deep bolster blend coffee right here, so I'm good. No crickets, too. Exactly, Barbara. Y'all get a break from hearing my pet crickets in my shop. I don't even hear them. That's how hard of hearing I am. So I broke this out today. I got the Seiko 5 Sport out. I absolutely love this watch. So I got my tools coming to make watch straps. I'm going to be making exquisite watch straps here next. Get me a couple clients, about $1,700 a piece of watch strap. They're waiting for me to go. In about 5 hours, I can make you know, something out of crocodile or whatever, just like I did my wallet, made out of crocodile. My favorite guns? Well, my Mosin Nagant is my favorite. And I would say probably my 300 Blackout subsonic with an 11-inch barrel on it. That's probably my favorite AR platform that I have. And my military Colt issue iron-sighted AR-15 is probably my top AR that I own, that I love the most, because there ain't nothing better than shooting out of awful iron sights, because they're close quarter weapons anyway. But when I hunt, I love to hunt with my 300 Blackout. It's either that or the Remington 7mm. Personally, I don't think there's a better hunting rifle ever made than the Remington 7mm. And I got this on every gun that I own. You won't be able to function when my gun's sights are on you. This is probably 3,000 Loomis. The ones on my ARs are 50,000 Loomis. Yeah, they're great guns, man. You can't go wrong with a 7mm at all. I shot an elk at 375 yards with about a half-inch drop, maybe an inch. Then don't. Did that mess with you a little bit, Brown Sugar? You're like, oh shit, he's doing it again. You probably had to look away from your phone, huh? I didn't catch what you're all carrying today. Where'd Jim go? Whenever I don't talk about knives, he disappears. I think he's working on another video. Don't want to time out? Oh, no, I'm not going to grab a gun. There ain't no doubt about it. Y'all didn't tell me what you carried today, man. I carried this. And then I carried this like almost every day now. This took the place of my Spitfire. Love the ergos on this little guy. Buck's probably one of my favorite companies. Man, I gotta bend this damn tip back. It's bugging me. I think I got it. Yep. Are you liking that strobe I made you Brown sugar. Are you using it all? Look at that's dirty. I'm gonna put some goju on it. Do I carry it? Sure I do. I don't carry the tree brand bokers, but I carry the American. My American bokers are users. My tree brands are in my collection. I don't touch my German made ones. That's why I like the American ones. I got this one from you. I'm pretty sure. I got a couple from you, American ones. They're my users. I didn't use the other one though because it's in a nice case. I don't want to touch it. I got enough American ones that I can carry them. I got this one and probably 3 other American bokers. Get all kinds of notes here. Here's my note from last night. Make a primitive bushcraft knife with a rope wrap handle. Put epoxy on the thing to secure the rope. Put leather on first to shape it. Coke bottle. And it happened. I guess you'll cut for a while. This one won't cut at all. I don't even have an edge on it, but it's candy ground now. But I leave like 0.35 millimeter on the edge, so when I go to heat treat it, it doesn't want to crack. And then I'll regrind it while it's cool to a Scandi edge, so it's razor sharp. Because coming from the South is slow. When I got this hat in my bag of coffee from Deep South Cutlery, it took 7 days to come in. Once before, it took almost 14 days. And it's always the South. They'll send it to one state that's completely past me and then send it back towards them. And then it goes from there up to Indiana. And then Indiana, it goes to Naperville distributor in Illinois, to Bolingbrook distributor, to my carrier, and then I get it. Why they do shit like that? Who knows? So I'm not in no hurry when I get things from the South, that's for sure. Usually when I send something out, it gets to people within 3 to 4 days at the latest. That's clever. Hey, he was talking about that before. Good old charade, huh? Dwight wants to know what that tool is by the Spidey Knox. This one here? This is a skiving knife. for skiving leather. And it needs to be sharpened. I'll probably do it tomorrow before I start making my watch straps. Of course I do. I make everything. Holsters. I made a fellow a Dirty Harry spring break holster and a gun belt to match. Cost him $1,700. But he's got a 44 long Ruger. He wanted a spring break holster that Dirty Harry used. Clint Eastwood used in the movie Dirty Harry, so I made him one. I make hats. This is my Aussie Outback hat that I make. I made the band on it too. This one's made from, I got another one made from oil tan over there. This one's veg tan. It's got a wire in the brim. You can shape it any way you want. Pharaoh Monster Glideman. What the hell is that? Any recommendations for average folk? My knives don't cut paper like that. Is it the knife or the sharpener? Well, 9 times out of 10, it's the person sharpening it. But edge geometry has a lot to do with it. What types of knives do you have? Do you got hollow grind blades? Do you have Scandi blades? What knives you talking about? What do you have that doesn't cut worth a damn? Because a lot of them, the older school knives with the 440C, they were always tough to keep sharpening. And they took forever to sharpen. That's why Buck switched to the 428C, because it's easier to sharpen and feel. It holds the razor edge as tough as nails. So it depends really on what knife you have. And I forgot that one is, I'll have to watch a bit about it. I'm going to probably start doing some videos on sharpening. So guys, you know, for the basic beginner, or, you know, just get to the point. When I make knives and I sharpen them, I do it right on the belt grinder, the belt sander. I mean, I could sharpen Magna Cut in about 1 minute. Whereas if you use diamond stones, and that's basically all I use on these super powder metallurgy blades, you'd have to use a diamond stone to be able to even sharpen them in a short period of time. You can't use whetstones or anything like that because it'd take you forever. But I recommend, if you're a beginner at it, just go to Menards or one of these, you know, construction outlets that sell knives. Like Menards sells the Work Sharp sharpening systems, and get you that one for like, I don't know, 40 or 55 bucks or something like that. It's got a mini belt on it, and then it has the angle. You dial it up to the angle you want based on the knife that you have, and you just run it across that belt, and it just sharpens it like a razor's edge, quick. So I recommend that for the beginner. Yeah, I enjoy doing that one, John. It just I was gonna keep it around and put new scales on it. I was thinking about if I didn't get rid of it, that I was gonna put either ram horn or buffalo horn on it. Buffalo horn always looks good, and it's easy to work with. You don't have to worry about cracking. I hate working with bone. 50% of the time, I crack bone scales, man, and I think it's just a patient thing. But you can put some composite in there, like some epoxy and some more bone, and fill the gap, and it should adhere to it. But yeah, the file work turned out pretty nice on that knife. I put the half stop in it too. A lot of guys like them sheath's foot blades. I did. I hate to see it go, but I'm not too fond on the newer case knives anyway. So I polished that knife real good. It was great to me. I don't care about the crack. Well, yeah, I mean, it really won't crack anymore unless you beat the heck out of it, right? But just fill it with some epoxy and bone. Get some bone dust. You get some bone dust worked up on a sander and collect it. Mix it with some epoxy and put it right in the crack. Because the marrow in the bone, it grabs itself with the epoxy, so you can actually keep it from cracking further by doing that, and it'll hide the crack. I mean, you won't never get the color to match. You always see the crack, but you always know it's there, but you won't see a crack. Fill it with that bone marrow and epoxy. That's if you got a hair up your ass and you want to do something with it. But other than that, the aesthetics of the knife's beautiful. It's definitely one of a kind, that's for sure. I'm glad you like it. And then I sent you them three cases, one for that knife and them other two, for the Cobra Tech you got. And then the other case was for that one case that I sent you before, remember? The boxes. It's always good to have the boxes with the knives, especially when you go to sell them. But I got to start making authenticity cards and giving them out with my knives. That way, like you, I'll make one for yours. That way, if you do go to sell it, you can sell it with the authenticity card, so people will always have a record of who altered the knife when. And to people that get custom knives like that, they want it. They really do. They'd rather have an authenticity card with, because over time you'll have it. You always know I did it, but say something happens to you and somebody else gets it, well then it's lost. Nobody knows who did the work on it. But you keep it in the box, fold it up and put it in the box that you put the knife in, and it's always there with it. Brown sugar, you need one? You need a custom carved case knife? I'll be happy to do one for you, but like I said, it's not cheap, man. In theory, that's like an $85 knife, $90 knife that I traded him. And then with my artwork on it, if I hadn't have cracked it, it would have been a $250 knife. You know what I mean? Well, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, it means more when you know, knives mean more to people when it comes from a source they know. You know what I mean? It's like, now you know me, and you know all the shit that I do, and you know what I'm capable of doing, and It's like a brotherhood, I guess. You're getting something from a brother from another mother, not some stranger out the street at a knife shop, right? It means more when you know the people. And maybe one day we all meet. I don't know about brown sugar though. She's a little too far north for me. I'd love to. I'd love to meet all these. Barbara, brown sugar, John. I'm gonna go down there and spend a week in Wiggins, Mississippi here soon. So you might see me. We might all meet up at a Cracker Barrel down there. But I'm pretty sure in April I'm gonna make the show in Wiggins. I told the wife I'm going down, man. I'm going down for a knife show. Where do you live at, Cody? By chance, if I ask. Sounds like you're down there in the south somewhere, right? All right, folks, I'm going to tell you. 3 o'clock is my limit tonight. I'm done. I wanted to get off at 2 o'clock, but it didn't happen. So 3 o'clock it is. Another 20 minutes. You ever see Jim wearing one of these in his videos? It's the same bracelet he's got. We were sent them by Jedi Jim, if you know who he is. He said a monk made these, and they said a prayer every time they tied a knot on it. And there's 38 knots, the age of Jesus when he was when he was crucified. So there's 38 knots all the way around it, with a prayer said every time one was tied. That's pretty cool. What's the price range of my knives, and where would I buy one? Well, the price varies depending on artwork, material, time, on average, or if it's a custom made knife by me, or if it's a custom mod of another company's knife, like the Spidey Knox or any of the other customs I've done. But the price varies. I mean, I'll tell you, if I do a lot of buck 110s, and I don't know if you know Kyle Noseworthy. He's basically where I got the ideas to want to do them, and he's at about 425 to 450 if he buys the knife. If you send me the knife, you save $70. But and with him too. So a fully custom modified buck 110, you're looking at, with me, around the 350 to 375 range. A custom knife by me, made by me, 250 to 275 on an average size knife. I mean, if I make something like this, with the folders in it, bone stag, stacked leather, stacked brass, you're looking at probably 450. I mean, it just depends on the detail and what's involved in it. But, pocket knives, anywhere from a basic 175 to 250 and up, depending on the detail and, how much it's carved, the metal, or a lot of factors. So you would email me and say, hey, I want this kind of knife made, and I'll make it happen for you. I think I left my email up here somewhere. It's right there. You just email me. Here come the trolls, one after the other. Come on, man. What in the hell? Yep. God knows worthy is talented. I mean, if I didn't have three businesses to where I just solely concentrated on making knives, I'd have the same setup and be at where he's at right now. I mean, but his skill levels, making knives. He don't do a lot of stuff like I do. I do a lot of custom mods, where I take factory knives and make them better, or I make totally different scales for him, or I mean, he's a knife maker. That he makes a living off of doing it. I don't. I'm a retired carpenter. I do what I want with knives when I want to do it. I don't have to meet a quota like he does. But I'm at the same skill set as him. I just don't do it for a living to where I'd have to have all the tools that he has. And I'm looking at upgrading. I don't really care to even want to do steel knives. I mean, I love high carbon steels, and tool stuff. So I don't have to make knives for anybody other than when I get custom orders and because I got an upholstery shop. I do a lot of custom choppers and bikes, and I make a lot of leather goods for friends and for customers, and then I have also in the summertime I do. I'm a retired carpenter, but I still do side jobs. I have all my tools, and that's where my money's at. I put a deck on somebody's house, I'll walk away at the end of the week with 14K in my pocket after the materials are bought. So it's like I can't make that making knives. If I wanted to make knives full time, I could push it to the limit to where I probably could make 10, 12,000 a week doing that. But knife makers really generally don't make more than a couple grand, 2, 3 grand a week. So my bread and butter has always been in the trades. You don't know how to copy and paste in your iPhone? Well, they got videos on YouTube for that. You're on YouTube University right now. Just about everything that I've learned in the last decade or so, man. I've learned tons of shit on YouTube, man. I mean, it's one of the most powerful learning tools there is. If you don't know how, type it in YouTube. It's there. Over 280 billion viewers a day. She's got an iPhone, she said, brown sugar. Well, I'm out of smokes, man. I gotta make me a couple. Be right back. Does it take long? 5 cigarettes? Okay. Ugh, man, is it nippy in here. Okay, what we got? Some text on YouTube live won't allow you to. I got you. You ever seen the knives? Ham bone blades? Yeah, and I think he's charging a bit much for him too now. You know, he's not famous yet, but he's getting there. He's a talented man. I talk to him all the time. Again, another guy. You know what I mean? I can do the same shit he does, and I can do the same shit that Noseworthy does. They just do knives. You know what I mean? And who knows? Maybe I'm 60 now, so I figured by the time I'm 65, I'll probably just want to do nothing but knives. And when that happens, then I'll probably do them for a decade, and then that'll be it. But yeah, Gordon Hambone. He's got the same name as me, Gordon. He's a very talented Southern boy that knows how to make a knife. Well, I won't answer that guy's question. Or should I say the young kid? Another 12-year-old sneaking out of the sheets when his parents tell him to go to bed. Probably got his laptop under the blankets. Kids ain't taught, self-respect anymore, let alone respect for others. Good old feminism at work. World's gone to shit and back. And I'm just along for the ride. Just watch it and laugh about all of it. Oh, 9 more minutes, people. I'm gonna go up and cuddle up with my doggies. Got my 2 weenie pits in my bed. They miss me. It's not. I mean, you don't have to say I don't know why. In a theory, we do know why. That's the way they were raised. Or wait, pardon me. They weren't raised. They raised themselves. The public, social media raised them. You know what I mean? People just don't hate. It's always these young, misguided children that learn to hate at an early age. You know what I mean? People who just ain't born a hater. They're not born a racist. They're created to be one by their surroundings, by where they're at, where they live, how they were brought up, by example. Most people hate and are racist by example, and they think that's normal, because they're never taught anything about self-respect or respect for others. They just don't know. They think it's perfectly normal for the way they act, and that's just society the way it's turning out to be because of the creators from above that's creating these kids to be that way. We're God's children, man. We're all one race, the human race. That's the way it is. That's the way God intended it, and that's how I treat everybody. Like God's children. We're all one, man. But you can't beat that logic into these young kids that just grow up in an atmosphere that doesn't allow it to happen. They don't understand. It's abnormal to them. What the hell's a cartel? Bunch of buffoons that think they're somebody. I remember when I was in 8th grade, and I started martial arts when I was uh, 12, 13, somewhere around there. And by the time I graduated in 8th grade, I didn't get to graduate with the class because I knocked the principal out. He used to swat me every day, and I used to laugh at him for it, and, you know. But then he started getting a little more aggressive with the swatting. Now, teachers, principals, they can't touch a kid now. They're too cowardice. They were taught to be cowardice. So my 8th grade year, he told me to meet him in his office, and when he come through the door, man, I just did a roundhouse and knocked him out cold. And then the teachers tackled me. I ended up going to a reform school. First, I went to the 3rd floor on a mental facility for 4 months. And my father's insurance wouldn't pay for it anymore because I was a troubled child. I was on Ritalin and Dilatin. I was very hyper. So I was an aggressor. I didn't take shit from people. I was somewhat of a bully growing up. And my dad didn't have a father to teach him how to be a father. So my father didn't know how to teach me to be a father. In fact, my father beat my mother. And my mother put me in martial arts at the age of 12 so I could protect her. And by the time I was 15 years old, my dad laid his hands on my mom for the last time, and I knocked him out cold. Knocked my dad's ass out cold. He was 200 pounds and 6 foot, and I was 6'4" at 220 at that age. So I was a reformed child. I had to go to reform school my freshman year. And all these gangbangers that were in there, you know, disciples, Latin kings, vice lords, all this shit and blah, blah, blah. I beat their ass every day in school. I mean, I would pick one that I wanted to whip the shit out of. I got that bad. But by the time the end of my freshman year, I decided I better straighten out, man. I'm better than this. I don't need this shit. So I did. And then my sophomore year, I went back to my regular high school. And, I played sports for all 4 years of high school. So I went from a troubled child, realizing why I was troubled because of my father's upbringing, and that I had to change it. So I did. And I did it all on my own. And my mom, she always wondered if I was going to make it to my 21st birthday. And she said, I'll take you out and get you drunk. You make it to 21, we're going to both get drunk. And we did. I puked 7 times on the way home in the car. But I made it. Will I ship him something to Canada? If he pays for the shipping, I sure will. But are knives allowed into Canada? That's the question. I never really shipped anything to Canada, but I can. I have one fellow, in fact, something's going to Todd Cart in Canada, but not to Canada. He's got a buddy that lives by the border, and he gets it and brings it to him. He's long-winded? Who's that? Just figure when the message disappears from my screen, it does from his. Oh, it's about that time, man. A couple more minutes, guys. I got to get up and make some ham and beans and some cornbread for the Sunday's game. I'm long-winded? Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been through and done a lot of shit in my life. And then I went out, right out of high school, 4 years of straightening out. I went straight to war. I was gung-ho to go in the military, and that's what I did. Yes, most definitely, Brown Sugar. You have a great day, too. And it's Sunday now, so I might see you all Monday night. See what I got done on my knives. I got 6 blades I wanted to get cut out. I've got 6 other saw busters that I'm going to put bevels on. Get knives ready for shows. And yeah, I'll share some of it with you all Monday night. Yep, you too, Mr. Jordan. It was fun having you here. And like I said, Wednesday nights is my Wednesday fun day where I make something and give it away. The last Wednesday I made this. And this is going out Monday. I don't have the knife here with me, do I? Anyways, I made a cross draw sheath for a Victorinox one-handed opener. Ooh. So generally I'll make something, and sometimes I'll make a knife and give it away. But this is a cross draw for a Victorinox. Yeah, I don't have it with me. But yeah, Monday also yours is going out, Barbara. Or not Barbara, but that's going out to you Monday. Brown sugar. And I got like 4 other people's stuff. Big Jim, I'm doing a trade with him. So, all right. Was nice talking with you, Brown Sugar. Says Cody. All right, Cody, man. Thanks for coming in. Set the clocks back 1 hour. Well, it's 3 o'clock on my computer. And it's 4 o'clock on my wristwatch. So we gain an hour on this live, huh? I got to set this clock. My wristwatch is back now. I got 163 wristwatches to set back. But most of them are automatics or manuals. So, like my pocket watch I carry, it's one of my everyday carries too. I got to set it back. Let me see. Yep, it's at 4 o'clock. So, I'm not leaving, laughing out loud. We'll see us all no later than Wednesday night. Now, here's the thing. Your first time in my Wednesday fun day where I make something and give it away, this is for everybody. Everybody has to go through this, and this is how I eliminate trolls coming in and wanting to win something. Your first time in, if you're active 30 minutes prior to the drawing, you're eligible for the drawing next week and then thereafter. So you got to be at my fun day Wednesday 1 week with no entry, but being sociable with people. And then after that week, you can get in every one of them, every Wednesday. And when you do, you have to be active sociably for 30 minutes before the drawing. And believe me, I mean, we've stopped people that are members of the channel from being eligible because they'll come in at the last minute and not say anything the whole night. So you got to socialize and you're eligible. And like I said, if you become a member, you can win. There's 6 drawings. Every other Wednesday is an extra drawing for members only. So I make 2 things every other Wednesday. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of giveaway trolls, they call them. You know, they'll go from channel to channel trying to win everything they can, and you won't see them pop in until the drawing. You know what I mean? Some of these people have 5 lives on their page at one time that are having drawings. You know what I mean? And they'll time it to where they get into every drawing and never talk to anybody. I see it all the time. So I'm probably one of the only people that do it the way I do it, but I think that's only right. You know, I got dedicated people here that come to my fun days every Wednesday, It used to be on a Sunday, and then I dedicated that to my wife, so I changed it to Wednesday, which is better because people are lagging on Sunday, and then they got to go to work, so they got to go to bed early. So I do it early on Wednesday, so 8:30, usually 8:30, sometimes 9, but I'll post it an hour or two before it starts. If you click the bell to get notified on everything, you'll know what I'm like. Yeah, some use multiple accounts. Yep, they sure do. Yeah, Knife Fast, he's always talking about that. And Bees Blades and all them. If you use multiple accounts, you will be eliminated and from future drawings. And it's easy to track people, in Google. They just don't get that. So that's it. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to clean this up, and maybe Monday night I'll be live and show you the finished product on this, what I decide to do. I don't know if I'm going to go with the manila rope because another company does it, and I don't want him to think I'm copying him, you know what I mean? But then again, every knife is a spin-off of the last, if you think about it. Big companies like Buck made a fortune spinning off of marbles and Randall's work, So everyone enjoy their day. You too, Brown Sugar. And we'll see you on the next one. Till then, God bless you. Peace. Love you all. And have a great day. Thanks.